6 of mega farmers' protest. Can Team Modi dispel the fears? Will the farmers relent? Will the protests end or escalate? Top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening and welcome. This is 6 p.m. Prime coming to you live from the national capital. Behind me is Vigyan Bhavan. This is the venue of the meeting which is going on, the crucial meeting between 35 farmer organizations and the government of India. The agriculture minister leading this meeting, the negotiations between the farmers and the government. Very, very important at a time when both sides have extremely stated positions, where the government says the farmers are being misled and the farmers continue to press their demand of getting the MSP included as a law and rollback of the 3 ordinances, 3 laws brought by the government. It seems a very delicate act requires for some sort of middle ground to be found between the government and the farmers who are right now at the borders of the national capital. I'm Ankit Tyagi. There is breaking news coming in on the details of what is happening right now as far as this meeting is concerned. Let's very quickly tell you what we have learned, in fact, at this moment. No end to the deadlock. The government has proposed setting up of a panel for talks. So the government, which the farmers say is just a tactic to delay, in fact, this entire matter. The government has said that all the farmer groups across the country should identify and propose some panelists, and the government will form a committee and will hold meeting with that panel. Meanwhile, the farmers have opposed the government's proposal of a panel. Farmers are demanding complete rollback of the farm laws. The government has assured the farmers on the MSP and Mandi regulations. That's the latest that is coming in from this meeting, which is going inside Vigyan Bhavan since 3 p.m. Let me go across to my senior colleague Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor, India Today, who is joining me from Vigyan Bhavan. Rahul, both sides have very public stated positions where, at least at this point of time, there seems to be no concessions, or when the meeting started, before the meeting started, no concessions were given by either the government or the farmer group. What are you picking up, and what about this panel? Why is the government now proposing a panel when the farmers are sitting face to face with the government?
Ankit, the clear and present danger for the government and challenge for the government is that, one, the farmers are sitting at the borders, there are more joining in, and there can be an increase in terms of the hostilities, given the kind of friction which is always there between the police forces trying to stop the farmers and the farmers and the police. And that is why that's one danger the government faces. The second is that once any kind of volatile atmosphere gets built around here and the sentiments of the farmer gets turned, the protest may spread all over the country and take a pan-India character. And that might be really problematic for the government. And that is why, at the start of the meeting, 2 extremely entrenched, divergent views went inside the meeting. The farmers wanted abolition of the farm laws. They wanted MSP to be retained. They wanted Mandi system to be retained. The stubble burning charges to be withdrawn. Electricity demands to be met. Now, amidst all that, the government actually wanted the start of an engagement, and that is why we saw a bit of a thawing from both the sides. Farmers agreed to talks, 35 unions of them agreed to talks without any conditions. The government said, okay, you don't need to go to Burari at the protest site which has been designated and come for talks straight away. But the government's attempt right now is to allay the fears. It knows it has taken a strong position that the farm bills are good for the farmers, and that is why in the meeting a proposal for a committee was largely to continue the engagement of the farmer unions so that there is no escalation as far as the protests are concerned. But farmers had already gone in by saying that the committee is unacceptable.
In fact, Rahul, just stay on with me. We are getting some additional, in fact, information. The government has assured the farmers on the MSP and the Mandi regulation. The farmers now have told the government that corporates will take away our land. That's the apprehension that the farmers have expressed before the government of India. So right now, what is happening is the government, which has, and you heard the Prime Minister yesterday, very, very clearly, in fact, saying that it is only the farmers, those who are being misled. The farmers say, do not take us to be fools. Don't think that anybody is leading or misleading this protest. It is the apprehensions and the responsibility now of the government to try and assuage these fears. Rahul, stay on with me. This crucial meeting which is going on, in fact, for the last 3 hours now inside Vigyan Bhavan. India Today has got some more details from what is happening inside. The government has proposed, as we were telling you earlier, a panel consisting of farmer unions and the government representatives. But the government has made it clear they will not roll back the new farm laws. So the government sticking to its position. Meanwhile, the farmer leaders have sought tangible efforts from the government and reiterated that government must roll back the new farm laws, the 3 farm laws. Remember, representatives of 35 farmer unions are holding these talks with the centre. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Railway Minister Piyush Goyal are present in this meeting. Just before going into this meeting, the government gave a presentation to the farmers on mandis and regulation of the MSP. Listen in to what the Agriculture Minister and the farm leaders said before going into this meeting.
मैं हूँ, माननीय सोम प्रकाश जी हैं, माननीय पीयूष गोयल जी हैं, बाकी अधिकारी रहेंगे। हम लोग तो समाधान करने के लिए चर्चा करने को पूरी तरह तैयार हैं। अब देखते हैं, बातचीत होगी। उनका प्रस्ताव आए ना, तब विकल्प की बात तो बाद में उठती है। अभी बैठक में बातचीत होगी, बातचीत में जो चर्चा में डिस्कस निकलेंगे तब बताएंगे आप।
बात वो ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਦਿੱਤਾ। कदों भी सरकार ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜੇ ਹਮ ਬਾਤ को जवाब देंगे ਤਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ भी कहेगी किसान बात करने क्यों नहीं आते, कोई ਇਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਨੁਕਸ ਹੈਗਾ। बात ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ भी कहे। हाँ, शाह ने एक शर्त रखी थी भी पहला आप ग्राउंड में जाओ फिर मीटिंग करेंगे। ਅਸੀਂ कहा भी शर्त ना ਅਸੀਂ रखी ना तू रख।
तो आप अभी कह रहे हैं कि आप अंदर जब जाएंगे तो डिमांड से पीछे नहीं हट सकते?
बिल्कुल नहीं हट सकते, बिल्कुल नहीं हट सकते।
और अगर सरकार कहेगी कमेटी बना देते हैं, एक लेटर इशू कर देते हैं,
ਜਦੋਂ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਅੰਦੋਲਨ ਫੇਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾ, ਉਦੋਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਕਮੇਟੀਆਂ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ।
We have been speaking to a lot of farmers about what their expectations from this meeting is. Listen in.
पहले खेतीबाड़ी जो सकत्तर है उसने बुलाया, उसके बाद मिनिस्टर्स ने बुलाया, अब अमित शाह जी बुला रहे हैं। इसके बाद तो मोदी रहते हैं और तो कोई रहता नहीं। सरकार अंडर प्रेशर है। नहीं, हम तो कह के हम कानून रद्द करवा के रहेंगे। देश का संघर्ष हो गया और संघर्ष बहुत बड़ा हो रहा है। हमारे को देश विदेश से बड़ी सपोर्ट आ रही है। किसान तो गाँव से आए हैं कि कानून रद्द करवा के मुड़ना। सरकार भी प्रेशर में है। अब अमित शाह के बाद तो मोदी जी है ना, तो अब उन्होंने मीटिंग बुलाई है तो जरूर कुछ करना चाहिए उनको।
मीटिंग करने तीन कानून, चौथा बिजली वाला, पंजवा पराली वाला, 5 के 5 रद्द कराएंगे। जिन्हें जो रद्द नहीं होते उन्हें चर हम बॉर्डरों से नहीं जाएंगे।
उम्मीद तो कभी छोड़ी नहीं, पर ज्यादा उम्मीद के साथ नहीं आए। जो मोदी जी कल यूपी में बोल के आए उसके साथ ज्यादा नहीं लगती।
Additional information coming in from what is happening inside the meeting, minute by minute. In fact, reports being given to you here on India Today. The farmers have told the government that the new laws are like death warrants for the farmers. The farmers taking a very, very entrenched view about these laws. Neither the government nor the farm association or the representatives, those who are inside, relenting as far as their stated position is concerned. The farmers now saying that they fear that the corporates are going to take away their land, and they also say that new laws are like death warrants to these farmers. Rahul Srivastav continues to be with me. Rahul, at a time when both these sides have dug in their heels, it seems difficult for some sort of middle ground to be found. With the government now proposing a panel to be set up, farmers are looking at it with suspicion. They feel it is just time-buying tactic by the government to dissolve the situation, and they would not want to lose the momentum now.
Ankit, there is a history of governments in this country letting the farmer down. There is a history in this country of government and the system denying the farmers their proper remuneration and returns. And in that backdrop, the farmers, when the government brought in new farm bills, are bound to be apprehensive. Now, what it seems clearly a situation in which the apprehension is also because that the stakeholders, the farmers are the stakeholders in this. There was no proper communication to them. So today, if they are telling the government that we feel that our lands will be taken over by the private sector, it is the fault lies with the governments of the day and the politicians of the day who might have told the farmers otherwise. The fact remains that there is a situation where the private individuals, in terms of the who are the procurer in the procurement system, have been the vultures. They have actually exploited the farmers for the last several decades, and that is why the government needed to allay the fears of the farmers.
Right.
There is a case study in this country where milk production, poultry and others have grown much better despite the participation of the private sector and no MSP in it. Why couldn't the government convince the farmers before the farm bills are brought in? And that is why it's a delicate walk for the government. It has to keep the farmers engaged and convince them eventually that the farm bills are not bad for them.
You know, one thing that the farmers have been saying and the farm organizations and leaders have been saying right from the word go is that the government did not take the farmers, as Rahul was saying, in confidence before bringing this ordinance, which has now been converted into a bill. The farmers keep asking every single time, of the 500 various organizations in the country, how many were consulted before the farm bills were brought in, and that has, at least in this context, in the current context, laid the seeds of suspicion, of mistrust, which, with both sides taking such strong positions, it's very, very difficult to be, in fact, giving any way for some sort of a conclusion or some sort of an agreement between farmers and the government. Meanwhile, we'll get you more details of what is happening inside, but let's also now tell you about the farmers for the last 6 days. Ladies and gentlemen, November, we have been told, has been the coldest in the last 72 years, with the minimum temperatures hovering around on an average 9 to 10 degrees Celsius. In this cold, in this chilly weather, farmers for the last 6 days, 6 nights, have spent their time under the open sky. Right now, let me just tell you the borders where the farmers have tried to, in fact, put a complete blockade around the national capital. The Narela border, where the locals are complaining of inconvenience. Meanwhile, the Singhu border has now turned into the biggest flashpoint as far as the farmers and the government is concerned. More than 10,000 farmers are camping at the Singhu border. Burari grounds, about 1,500 farmers have shifted to the Burari camp protest side. Jantar Mantar, this is the place where the farmers want to protest. Tikri border, about 1,500, in fact more than 1,500 farmers are camping there. About 1,500 to 2,000 farmers are camping at the Ghazipur border as well. There is massive security which has been put in place at Noida, Faridabad and Gurugram border. Going across to get you a live sense of what is happening as far as the farmers are concerned, those who have dug in their heels on various borders of the national capital. Kumar Kunal is joining me. Kumar, you are at Ghazipur border. Largely the farmers of Uttar Pradesh are here. In the last 2 days, we have seen a couple of attempts for them to break the barricades as well. Just give our viewers a sense of what kind of numbers are we seeing, and are more farmers from UP joining this agitation?
See, from different part of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, farmers are coming in big numbers. Even just now, several farmers have joined the protest at Ghazipur border. And all of them are coming in makeshift houses, which has been built over the tractors and other vehicles on which they are coming. They are coming up with all the arrangements like food, water, their beds, everything is there. And that's why what we are learning, that they are being prepared for a long haul. And what kind of inputs we are getting, that even after today's talk, if nothing concrete will come out from the talks with Centre, the farmers will continue their agitation, and they are ready for a long battle as long as the government won't relent over their demands. So it's a completely out and out battle for farmers, and they are in no mood to relent whatsoever. So situation is volatile. They are even aggressive. They are even sloganeering for
Okay.
all the day. Even they are waiting for the outcome of the meeting, what is coming out
Right,
of the meeting.
right.
But almost they are sure that if the 3 bills won't be taken back, they will continue their protest.
So the farmers are in it for a long haul. Farmers, and that is what is going to be the biggest problem for the government. If their government is not able to bring some sort of a confidence back, it is going to be a very, very difficult thing as far as the entire farm bill is concerned. Before I slip into a short break, I just want a quick comment from Rahul Shrivastava on this. Rahul, the government cannot approach a confrontative position. We saw the initial days of the 2 days of water cannon, of the lathi charge have only worked against the government. They are under pressure from some allies, be it Mr. Beniwal or the JJP in Haryana. Barring these talks, is there anything else that the government is now planning to do to bring some confidence, some normalcy as far as these farmers are concerned?
Ankit, remember, during the time of the pandemic, when the entire economy collapsed, it was only agriculture which registered a growth and decent performance. This is the hardiest lot in the country. The nature and government have been against them, but they have survived and survived very well to feed a nation which was actually food reliant on imports at one time. And I think water cannons are not going to stop them, and protests and attempts by the police and coercion. The government will have to talk to them. The government should have done it earlier. The only way out for the government is either go back on the farm bill, because the farmers, it seems, will not relent, because they have apprehension that whatever they have, if you heard, you yourself stated that their lands will be taken away. I think that will need a very delicate balancing act by the government, and assurances and appeals to the farmers, and it might take a long time. And that is why the key aspect for the government in the meeting, what I have heard, is not that the government is not saying no straight away to a rollback. It is saying, we have heard your demands, we will try to assure you on all the points which are being raised. I think the government is also preparing for a long haul, but what it doesn't want is an escalation in aggression and also a spread for the nation.
All right, thank you, Rahul, for joining us with all those details. A lot of people have been a lot of sympathy has been there for the farmers. These are the people, those who bring the food onto our tables. Old, young, women, men, especially from Punjab, are holding fort as far as this agitation is concerned. And more or less, they have come fully prepared, self-sufficient. It's not an easy task, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, to be outside in this cold, spend the night, and still believe in the cause that you are fighting for in the face of the massive arrangements which have been made by the government. How is it that the farmers are continuing their protests? How is it that they are living as far as these protest sites, which are largely the roads on the borders of Delhi? Take a look in this report.
Burari is out of the question. That's what farmers across the state have been saying. Those who are all the farmers who are at different points in the national capital are of the opinion, they are very firm, they are not moving to Burari. Let me tell you, the ration that these farmers have got will last them at least 4 months. You know, all these trucks which you see here, all these tractors are filled with bedding. It is filled with food. Now, this food will last for almost 4 months, which clearly points towards the fact that the farmers are prepared. The farmers are in the long haul, and if their demands are not met, the farmers might also take a decision of staying put. But that all depends on the outcome of the very crucial 3 p.m. meeting today.
A quick break at this moment. Very important, usually in protest, to keep the morale high is the kind of music, which gives a lot of impetus, which gives a lot of energy to the protesters. Celebrities, actors, sportspersons in Punjab have put their weight behind the agitating farmers.